Good morning, teacher and classmates. Today we are going to talk about vowels. We're going to see in this presentation the characteristic, the classification, and some examples. So I'm going to share my screen now. So we're going to be seeing the English phonological system, the main features of pronunciation to describe English vowels. So here we have some examples, but maybe at the beginning we're not gonna understand what this means, but with the following slices, we are gonna understand at the end of this presentation what those examples means. So as we know, vowels, maybe we are familiar with those, e, o, u, as the same in Spanish. But the thing is that in English, those vowels we can find or we can get like 15 different sounds. Let's start with what are vowels. Vowels are phonemes that are produced without any appreciable constriction or blockage of airflow in the vocal tract, right? As you can see, there is a link, a video from YouTube that you can watch afterwards to understand a little bit more deep what does it mean. As I say, we're going to be looking for characteristics of vowels, and those are the following and the most common characteristic of the vowels. So the first one is that the portion of the tongue that is involved in the articulation, it can call front, central, and back. Also, the tongue position relative to the palate, high, mild, or low. How does our tone rise? It also is a characteristic, and it will help us to understand what the sounds come from. The third one is the shape of the lips. We're gonna be look a little bit more deep afterwards, but it's basically separate into two characteristics, which is rounded and unrounded sounds. The fourth one and the last one is the length or duration of vocalization. It can be in two periods, which is long or short. To make it easy to understand, there is something created called a vowel chart. As we can see here in the picture, that basically you will say, you may ask yourself, what is that? That is basically the form of this space, which means how high our tone rises, the high and the low. Same as I indicated before, the front, the central, and the back. So a four-side vowel chart is often used to demonstrate the front, back, and high-low positions. The chart represents the tone position in the oral cavity, as I mentioned. So here, to make it easy to understand, if we get a dictionary, maybe we can see the pronunciation of some words. So here are the vowel sounds separate. So vowel sounds are classified into certain set spacing on the following main facts. As I said, the shape of the lips. The lips can assume spread, natural, and random positions. Those vowels in the production of which the lips assume a rounded shape are called rounded vowels. For example, we have do, shoe, and fruit, right? As we can see in their mouth, it make like a rounded, right? Rounded, it is called rounded vowels. The vowels that are produced with a spread or neutral shape of the lips are called round vowels. For example, tree, egg, friend, com. Those are examples of unrounded vowels. And here, as I was doing with my mouth, you can see here a better picture that explains this information. So we have words with a, e, as sound as rounded, which o and u, right? The other second part of the classification is the raising of the tongue. The tongue can assume different shapes of its flexibility. Every change in the shape results in a different vowel sound, just a change are determined two factors, right? The part of the tongue that is raised and B, how high it is raised. The parts of the tongue which produce the vowel are called front, the back, and the center. So here we have another link that I'm sharing here in this presentation for us to make it easy to understand what I just mentioned. And here we have a picture that also describe and have some example with a specific word that we use vowel sounds to make it like the high, the my, and the low. So here I'm sharing also some reference that you can see if you want to have a better understanding of this topic. So there are some YouTube links and some web pages as well. And I hope it makes you understand about the vowel characteristics and classification. For me personally, I think this is really important because it makes it easier when we want to pronounce something. Before, I used to search in different dictionaries or different web pages, and I saw those things I didn't understand how to pronounce, but knowing this basic make us easy to understand, and we can pronounce and also sound more native. And as a teacher, as a future teacher, we can show our student how to pronounce correctly. So thank you so much for watching this presentation.